the next Vice President of the United States, our friend, Wisconsin's friend, Paul Ryan.
And I want to begin, unfortunately, on a somber note. We woke up to some pretty disturbing news this morning. I know all Americans today are shocked and saddened by the news from the Middle East. The attacks on our diplomatic missions in Egypt and Libya, and the loss of 4 American lives, including our ambassador, J. Christopher Stevens. This is outrageous. Our hearts are heavy, and our thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families. And I would just like to ask at this moment that we join together in a moment of silence. To be an effective leader, you have to know what's going through people's lives. You have to understand their plights and their concerns. That, to me, is what matters most. Mitt Romney and I understand what's going on in this economy. We understand the challenges that we're facing. We understand that we can do a lot better than this. When, as Scott mentioned, you have 23 million people in this country, that's 23 million men and women who are struggling to find work, who are either working in a field they never trained for, below their skill sets, or a temporary job, or a lot of people just gave up looking for work. Last month alone, for everybody who found a job in America, nearly 4 people stopped looking for one. That is not an economic recovery. This is not what an economic recovery looks like. You look at our poverty rates, look at the fiscal cliff that is giving so much uncertainty to businesses. We can do better than this. We have a fiscal crisis. I think everybody knows that. You can't keep borrowing and spending money we don't have. When government, on average, has spent or borrowed about 40 cents of every dollar we spend, we're heading toward a debt crisis. It's the most predictable economic crisis we've ever had. Here's the way I look at it, to punctuate your point. I remember 2008 and the economic crisis that ensued like it was yesterday. I remember, the Treasury Secretary and the Chairman of the Federal Reserve coming to Congress hyperventilating at about a possible crash and Great Depression. We remember that thing caught us by surprise. Now that we look back on it, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and the housing bubble, and we can look back at all the Wall Street stuff, but that crisis caught us by surprise. This is a critical moment. This is why you need economic growth, and this is why you need to have the ability, the means, to go to Black Hawk Tech, to go to MATC, to go to any one of our community colleges or universities so they can get the skills they need so they can get back in the pipeline of opportunity, and why you need economic growth that creates these jobs and the demand for these work, that is critical. Number 3, we make a lot of stuff here. There are more jobs per capita in manufacturing in Wisconsin than any other state in the country. We make things in Wisconsin, and we're really proud of it. We also grow a lot of things. We grow a lot of food. Down in our area, down in the south, we had a pretty bad drought. It wasn't so bad up here, but our corn and bean crops, not like it usually is. But what we need to do is open foreign markets for our manufacturing goods, for our food, so that we can sell more. When 95% of the world's population is overseas, we need to open those markets. And when other countries cheat, when other countries like China steal our intellectual property and cheat, we need to call them to the carpet on it. We need to make sure that they treat us fairly and equally, because if we're on a level playing field, we will create jobs. President Obama came in, one-party control, passed nearly every item on his agenda, including his big budget at the time, and look where we are right now. Autopilot government ever since then. And we hear, every new day, some breaking news about how some bureaucrat wasted money, how they went to Vegas. Yeah, I saw the picture of the guy in the bathtub in Vegas and all of that. I mean, you watch Greta and you can get all this stuff. Yeah. The point is, you got to stop the OPM mindset. It's not other people's money. It's hardworking taxpayer dollars. We're the stewards of them. And you ought to see where your money goes. And we've got really tough times ahead of us. Look at what's going on with Israel and Iran right now. Look at the danger that threatens not just us, but the world and peace. And if we're going to try and advance our national security interests and enlist people in very difficult corners of this world to help us, we keep leaking about what they're doing, they're going to stop helping us in doing it. Thanks so much for coming out, everybody. We need your help. Brown County's important. I really appreciate everybody. Thanks a lot. Thanks so much, everybody.